Welcome to this explainer. I really want you to just stop what you're doing for a second. Take a deep breath and actually listen to what we're about to uncover today. Because we're going to look at something pretty dark, something intense. We're talking about something that is silently controlling almost every single hour of your waking life. One day, you're going to wake up and realize something absolutely terrifying. We are looking at a psychological trap right now, a modern crisis of attention that's just quietly draining your potential, your drive, and your entire future. Look, this isn't just another presentation. This is a massive wake-up call.
Years of your life disappeared through a screen. I really want you to let that sink in. Think about the sheer weight of that statement. Years. We are not talking about days or a couple of hours. Years of your life just gone. Time not spent building your future, not spent chasing your wildest dreams or actually developing your talents, just endless, mindless scrolling. It's a genuinely chilling realization that time, the absolute single most valuable, non-renewable resource you will ever possess, is literally slipping through your fingers while you stare into a glowing rectangle.
Okay, let's dive into this with part 1, the modern addiction.
So, how exactly did we get here? How did an entire society become completely hooked without even putting up a fight? Well, it didn't happen overnight with some loud explosion, right? It was a slow, silent creep. It totally snuck up on us under the disguise of convenience and connection. Slowly, without anyone even noticing the exact moment it clicked, we became addicted. Hundreds. That number represents a staggering reality. The average person checks their phone hundreds of times every single day. In fact, research shows the average user physically touches, taps, or swipes their phone over 2,600 times a day. Think about your own day for a second. The constant pull of notifications, the endless stream of short-form videos, the messages, the alerts. Your brain is literally being flooded with an unnatural dopamine overload from the second you wake up to the second you finally close your eyes. We've basically been conditioned like lab rats to just constantly reach for our pockets at the slightest hint of boredom. So the crucial point is, you need to fundamentally change how you view your phone. Modern apps are not these friendly public services designed to help you live a better, more focused life. Not at all. They are highly engineered digital environments created by some of the absolute smartest psychologists and developers on the planet. And their singular goal? To keep your attention permanently trapped. They're totally weaponized to hijack your brain's reward system so that you never, ever log off.
And that brings us to part 2, why people feel empty now.
You see, that constant hijacking leads us directly to a massive emotional toll. You simply cannot abuse your brain's reward circuitry hundreds of times a day without severe consequences. People are walking around today feeling deeply, profoundly empty. There's this heavy, unspoken mental exhaustion that just hangs over our modern society. We are living an incredibly chilling paradox right now. We are more connected than ever before in human history. We can literally instantly message someone on the other side of the planet. Yet the undeniable reality is that people feel lonelier than ever. We've got thousands of followers, hundreds of online friends, group chats that buzz all day long, and yet a profound sense of isolation. We are completely starving for real connection while drowning in digital interactions.
So, I want to ask you directly, why? Why are we lonelier than ever when connection is practically forced upon us everywhere we look? I want you to really self-reflect right now. Think about your last week. How many of your interactions were face-to-face? Like actually looking into someone's eyes, hearing the tone of their voice, compared to just typing words onto a cold glass screen.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what we traded away. Screens have entirely replaced real, grounding human experiences. We traded real conversations, the space for deep, uninterrupted thinking, and the beautiful, incredibly necessary peace of silence for digital chaos. Most people wake up and instantly, literally before their feet even touch the floor, they enter a chaotic digital world of other people's lives, the news, and just absolute noise. Over time, living in that constant chaos simply exhausts the human mind.
Let's look at part 3, the scariest part. The absolute scariest part of this modern phone addiction isn't actually just the lost time, it's the illusion of normalcy. It feels completely normal because everyone around you is doing exactly the same thing. You're scrolling while you eat your meals, ignoring the food and the actual people sitting right there at the table. Scrolling in the dark right before you attempt to sleep, totally ruining your rest. Scrolling the exact second you wake up. It is entirely normalized. But while you're doing this, while you are fully distracted with your head down, life keeps moving. The clock is relentlessly ticking, time just keeps disappearing into the void, and you aren't even present for it.
Now we're moving into part 4, what your phone is stealing.
We really need to shift our perspective here from what we're passively doing to what is actively being taken from us. Because guys, this isn't a harmless habit. This is a literal theft. Your screen is a thief in your pocket, and it is systematically stealing your personal power and your true potential. Realize what you are giving away for absolutely free every single second you lose control. It's stealing your focus, your ability to sit down and work on a hard task. It is stealing your discipline. It is completely destroying your attention span. I mean, most people can't even watch a movie anymore without checking their screen. And most tragically, it's stealing your peace. The quiet calm of just existing, gone.
Make absolutely no mistake about this reality. Attention is becoming the single most valuable currency in the modern world. In a society where everyone is constantly distracted, where everyone's mind is scattered across a dozen different apps, the future belongs entirely to those who can focus deeply. If you can protect your attention, you will dominate your field. If you remain a victim to distraction, you're simply going to be left behind to consume what others create.
Let's move to and see how this builds into actionable discipline in Part 5, how to take control again.
All right, we've established the threat. We've looked deep into the dark reality of this trap. Now it is time to fight back. It's time to draw a line in the sand and decide that you are going to be the master of your own mind, not a slave to some algorithm. So here is your battle plan. First, you must aggressively carve out time away from screens. Protect it fiercely. Second, break the physical tick. Stop checking your phone constantly. Literally put it in another room if you have to. Third, and this is definitely the hardest for most people, learn to sit in silence. Reclaim your ability to just be with your own thoughts without panicking. And fourth, read more physical books and build robust, real-life habits. Your mind is suffocating right now. You have to give it the space it desperately needs to breathe and think again.
And this brings us to Part 6, the big realization.
This is the ultimate climax of this explainer. The big realization that every single human being alive today is going to have to face eventually. We are all walking toward a stark, completely unavoidable choice about our future. One day, you will look back on your life, and you will either have memories of real experiences, incredible skills you actually took the time to master, genuine personal growth and internal peace, or you're gonna look back at thousands upon thousands of hours lost to meaningless, empty distraction. And you know the absolute tragedy of it all? Most people will not realize they chose the wrong side of history until they are on their deathbed, when it is far, far too late to get that time back.
Your phone is a tool, but if you lose control, it becomes a trap. It is supposed to serve you, but the very second you let it dictate your emotions, your schedule, and your attention, the jaws snap shut. You're caught. I am urging you, right here, right now, with immense urgency, take your attention back before another entire year of your life simply disappears into the digital void.
Your future, and literally everything you want to be, depends entirely on what you choose to focus your attention on today. If you want to protect your focus, if you actually want to break free from the digital trap and build a significantly stronger, more purposeful future, then subscribe to G's Daily Motivation, because the content you consume shapes the mind you build. And this channel, maybe even the very next explainer you watch here, might be the exact catalyst that completely changes the trajectory of your life. Make the choice today. Reclaim your mind. I'll leave you with this. When you finally reach the end of your life, who will have lived it? You or the algorithm?